Welcome everybody to the mid-year review of the 2020 Baseball America season. We are halfway through the season, things are starting to take shape, and we have also reached the Home Run Derby and All Star Game week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the current standings at the halfway point of the year and see where everyone stands. In the East, Boston has been riding a 12-game winning streak in order to take first place in the East. They are currently at 19-8, with Brooklyn right behind them at 18-9, a game behind. Columbus and Cincinnati and Nashville are all close, with Columbus with a 15-12 record, Cincinnati with a 14-13, Nashville just a little under 500 at 13-14, and Orlando starting to fall behind with a record of 10-17. In the West, it's a much different story, as there is a four-way tie for first place and nobody is over the 500 mark. Las Vegas, Phoenix, Denver, and Sacramento all stand at 13-14. New Mexico is 11-16, and Portland is 10-17. So the Western Division is still wide open. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats leaders in the East. Mike White continues to stay hot with a .495 average. Ryan Kennedy's at .382. Alvaro Morgan for Brooklyn is .379. Junior Ayala and Coy Owens round out the fourth and fifth spot. Hits leaders, Mike White is leading it with 49 hits. Ryan Kennedy with 42. Coy Owens, a fellow Boston player, with 38, tied with Gary Bonnell from Nashville with 38, and Junior Ayala from Cincinnati with 37. Leading the league in doubles is Ramon Cruz from Nashville. He's got 12. Ryan Kennedy from Boston has 10. Denny Klug and Dave Perez both have 8. Mike White has 7. With triples, Victor Bonilla and Danny Hargrove and Kareem McCarthy all have 3, with Ryan Kennedy with 2 and Mike White in another statistical category with 2 triples. In home runs, though, Coy Owens from Boston is hot with 13. Lenny Foster from Orlando has 10. He's been injured lately, so his numbers haven't been rising. Kent Brunner from Columbus has 9. Gary Mosby from Cincinnati with 8. And Steve Van Gorder from Orlando with 6. In RBIs, Coy Owens leads with 32, with Ramon Cruz, Lenny Foster, Ryan Kennedy, and Gary Mosby behind. In stolen bases, Gary Bonnell from Nashville has 13, along with fellow teammates Ramon Cruz and Mike White with 12. Danny Hargrove from Cincinnati has 12 as well, and Jorge Gonzalez from Columbus with 10. In the pitching categories, Don Backman from Brooklyn has a 1.58 ERA, with 27 innings pitched being the minimum. Wally Villard from Brooklyn and Melito Ortiz from Brooklyn as well are in the second and third spots, with Luis Orozco from Columbus and Max Murphy from Cincinnati both with a .281. In strikeouts, Luis Orozco leads with 37, with Kurt Meacham, Max Murphy, Chico Loya, and Charlie Guerrero rounding out spots 2 through 5. And the saves leader will be Felix Biancalana from Boston with 10. Jimmy Tuesday from Brooklyn right behind him with 9. Lenny Mahler with 8, and Larry Lawless and Tony O'Hara each have 6. Let's take a look at the West now. Batting leaders will be Hubie Wagner from Portland with a .396. Jody Campbell, .378, and Edgar Santiago from New Mexico right behind him with a .375. Mike St. Clair from Phoenix has a .360, and Danny Cota from Las Vegas, who's been slipping lately, is down to .350. Your hits leaders in the West, Wagner has 44 with Tom Steiner 42, Norberto Soto from Phoenix with 41, with teammate Mike St. Clair with 40, and Graham Winkle from Las Vegas with 38. Leading the league in doubles will be Danny Cota with 14, Mike St. Clair with 11, Otis Terrell from New Mexico with 10, Wagner from Portland with 9, and Mo Wilkinson from Phoenix with 9. In triples, it's a 5-way tie for first, as Danny Cota, Mike St. Clair, Maury Lynn, LaMelo King, and Wade Allen all have 3. Doug Smoltz leads the league in home runs with 12, Graham Winkle behind him with 9. Wagner and Derlinger each have 7, and Tom Steiner from Phoenix has 6 home runs. In RBIs, Doug Smoltz leads the league with 32, and 6 behind him will be Graham Winkle with 26, Solomon Solano from Portland, and Hubie Wagner from Portland, 25 and 24 respectively, and Danny Cota from Las Vegas with 24. And your stolen bases leaders, Norberto Soto stays quick on the base paths with 22. Phil Garber from Sacramento has 18. Otis Terrell with 14. Graham Winkle with 12. And Cliff Pasquarelli from Las Vegas has 10. Pitching leaders in the West is led by a reliever, Sid Romer from Portland, has a 1.55 ERA. Stan McDowell from Denver has 2.33. Jermichael Jones keeps that ERA low with a 2.36. Fumi Suzuki, the league's overall first five-win pitcher from New Mexico, has a 2.42, and Rich Kruger from Denver has a 2.50. Leading the league in strikeouts is Angel Zaramello from Las Vegas with 36. Dave Barnes and Turner Marshall from Sacramento have 33. Rich Kruger from Denver has 30, and Paul Stakely from Las Vegas has 29. And your saves leaders will be Rex Dooley from Phoenix with 8, with Keith Wiederman, Steve Rudchinski, Rico Jones all have 4, and Justin Beckwell from Sacramento has 3. Now let me know who the league leaders are for stats and also the league standings. The All-Star game is coming up, so let's go ahead and take a look at the rosters. In the East, pitchers, four pitchers for the All-Star game, I chose 2 starters, 2 relievers, and a closer. The starters look to go about 3 innings apiece, with the relievers getting 1 inning each. Don Backman from Brooklyn will be the starting pitcher for the East, with Max Murphy from Cincinnati the other starting pitcher. Derek Donnelly from Columbus, Ruben Romero from Boston, and Jimmy Tuesday from Brooklyn each reach the pitching rosters. And fielders for the East, each position has 2 position players. And for the East, for catcher, Aaron Walston from Boston and Wes Horton from Columbus. First base will be Coy Owens from Boston, Ricky Roynell from Columbus. At second will be Gary Bonnell from Nashville, Kent Brunner from Columbus. At third will be Lenny Foster from Orlando, and Cecil O'Malley from Boston. At shortstop will be Danny Hargrove from Cincinnati and Jorge Gonzalez from Columbus. Ryan Kennedy will be in left field for Boston, with Gary Mosby from Cincinnati backing him up. In center field will be Ramon Cruz from Nashville and Alvaro Morgan from Brooklyn. In right field will be Steve Van Gorder from Orlando and Fausto Arialto from Orlando, and a reserve player will be Don Scoob from infielder from Orlando. And you may be wondering where Mike White is from Nashville. Mike White is currently injured until about a week past the All-Star break, so even though he would have easily made the All-Star East squad, he will be missing out on this year's festivities. Heading to the West now, pitchers will be 5-0 Fumi Suzuki from New Mexico. Rich Kruger from Denver will be the other starting pitcher. Sid Romer from Portland, Brooks Hamilton from New Mexico, and the closing pitcher for the West will be Rex Dooley from Phoenix. And your fielders for the West will be catcher Solomon Solano from Portland and Tommy Orsolak from Sacramento. At first base will be Danny Cota from Las Vegas and Edgar Santiago from New Mexico. At second will be Mariano Hernandez from Sacramento and Reggie Horner from New Mexico. Damon De Leon will be at third from Sacramento, and Toby Gorin will be backing him up from Las Vegas. At shortstop will be Graham Winkle from Las Vegas and Jody Campbell for Phoenix. In left field will be Hubie Wagner from Portland and Norberto Soto from Phoenix. In center field will be Junior Royal from Denver, Phil Garber from Sacramento. In right field will be Mike St. Clair from Phoenix, Doug Smalls from New Mexico, and a reserve player will be Romero Yadier from Denver. For the Home Run Derby, it'll be East versus West in a 10-out challenge. In the East will be the first and second home run leaders, Coy Owens and Lenny Foster, and in the West will be Doug Smalls and Graham Winkle. Coy Owens will face Lenny Foster to represent the East in the championship game, and they will stay at bat until they get 10 outs. And West will be Doug Smalls versus Graham Winkle to face the winner of the East. So the All-Star rosters have been chosen, and the Home Run Derby will be coming up next. So make sure you like and subscribe if you are enjoying this series. I'm hoping to post more content here in the near future. I've been facing a sickness here recently, and it's kind of been holding me back, and plus I've been kind of getting into some other games, so So that's why the lapse in Baseball America, as well as the Cincinnati Reds pre-play, has kind of fallen back. Just trying not to get burned out on one thing and then feeling like I'm forcing myself to get through it. So if you're wondering why videos aren't getting posted regularly or getting frustrated with that, that's the reason. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay fresh and enjoy some of the other games I've got. I've gotten into second season football from play games here recently, so I've really been playing a lot of that. And with the Play Not Con convention coming up the weekend of the 8th, I'm kind of getting prepared for that as well. So hopefully these videos start coming out more and more regularly, and if you enjoy them, I ask that you please like them, subscribe, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And also let me know who you think is going to win the Home Run Derby, as well as the All Star game, which is being hosted in Orlando this year, and the winner of that gets home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So, but until next time, sports fans, thank you for watching. Have a great night, and God bless.